Somebody asked a question in the chat asking, how does this 21-day detox compare to those other detox programs that are on the market?
I love it. Excellent question. Go ahead, Dr. Eric, shoot away.
No, that's a great question, because a lot of times when I hear about people doing cleanses, I hear about something like D-herbs. And D-herbs may be good, but you got to understand the variables here. There are many variables here that deal with the whole body on many different levels that we can't even see. For one, a lot of these programs are not really connected to biofeedback technology. When you add biofeedback technology into the game, you're now activating the operant power in the healing process, which is the mind. You can't just go buy shelf products and go buy detoxes and activate that paradigm. You have to change a person's paradigm, because, as Mooney said, for the good that I would, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do. So with this process, what this scripture is actually saying is that consciously, this is what I want to do because I know it's good for me to do. But subconsciously, which is the law warring in my flesh, I am programmed for evil. I am programmed for death. I am programmed for bad eating, bad health. So you want to consciously use 10% to go up against 90% of your subconscious mind, and that just doesn't work. So you got to have the coach, you got to have the support, and you have to have the experience, because I don't know if you understand what Akashic records are. Akashic records, and I want y'all to look this up. Akashic records. Akashic records are records of everything that any human being has ever done in this world, in this lifetime, or in any other lifetimes, that's still recorded in the ether. In other words, nothing's lost. It's just like a computer. Nothing's lost permanently. And you can tap into those records, but that means that you have to connect with people who have succeeded in reversing cancer, succeeded in reversing heart disease, succeeded in reversing diabetes. So you're looking at the success of us as coaches to help you to form a whole new reality. Not many products or detox on the programs are focused on that. They're focusing on just the physical, getting the toxins out your body, but we got to deal with mental and emotional toxins. There were times when Melissa called me and someone needed to talk to me immediately because they was dealing with some emotional issues. And I stayed on the phone until it was corrected. And a few weeks later, they finished the cleanse successfully. You can't get that with a lot of these other products. You need the love. That's that fifth element we talked about. Without the fifth element, it just can't work completely. You may lose a little weight, you may get a little waist off, you may lose some inches, but I'm talking about perfect health. We're talking about ushering in the kingdom of heaven on earth as it is in Revelation. So this is much deeper than just cleaning out your body. This is about restoring our people back to priests and priestess, gods and goddesses.
Love it, love it, love it. Second question, Dr. Prince, if someone is unable to do a 21-day cleanse, and I'm going to rephrase it a little bit, is a 7 to 10-day cleanse beneficial?
Well, it takes about 21 days to develop a new habit. And guess what? That's what this process is really all about. It's about developing new habits. It's not about losing weight, just about losing the weight. It's not just about coming off the medication. It's about permanently creating a lifestyle that allows you to consistently do something that's going to maintain your youth. See, we thought youth was predicated on how young you were in the world. No, that's not the case today, because we're scanning kids that are dealing with plaque in their arteries. And I'm not talking about 21, I'm talking about 13. Young girls, 13, 14, already showing borderline diabetes. So now we're looking at the lifestyle. You know, these used to be called age-related diseases, where you expected at 80, to have, heart disease or cancer. You expected that. Not that it was still good, but you just expected it a little bit older. Now kids are starting to have these conditions, which means disease is speeding up. Whatever's in our food, whatever is going on in our conscious, whatever's going on in our DNA is being passed down, and the degeneration is getting worse, and it's moving faster. So we got to do something now.
So let me ask this. Let me rephrase. And so 21 days to create new habits. let me say, because there are some people who are looking to, if let's say if they were looking to not just do phase 1 or phase 2, like they really wanted to actually target the waste, right? The hazardous waste, as I put it in the chat. And they said, okay, well, I don't know about 21 days. Would 7 to 10 days be beneficial to be able to start, and me not start with just working on phase 1 or phase 2? I want to start phase 3. Would that be beneficial?
Well, any form of fasting will be beneficial. Let me say that.
Okay.
But if you can't babysit your condition. See, we want to do things our way because we don't want to deal with the rigor. We don't want to be pledged. We don't want to go through the rites of passage that it takes to cross over from all the damage that you've done to your body.
Mm-hmm.
You got to face it, because you're dealing with 2 afflictions. One is voluntary. That's the cleanse. That means that you have a little bit more control over that affliction. And one is involuntary, which means if you don't do a cleanse, you're still going to have infliction. But the difference is you're not controlling the affliction that shows up when you're in the yellow and when you're in the red. You can't control that. Now it's here. Now you have to deal with it. Well, you're definitely not going to choose a holistic approach. So you're going to have to spend more than 21 days dealing with that issue, maybe the rest of your life. So for 3 weeks of your life, endure, have the long suffering, go through the process that we know works. We're not trying to make you feel comfortable. No, I don't want you to feel comfortable, because if you start feeling comfortable, then you go back to some of the old ways based upon your old bad habits. No, we want you discomfort and uncomfortable. So when you go through this process, you will remember as you're going through this process why you need to not go back to that same stuff.
I love it. Very powerful.